Yeah. So last week, we talked about how to create a particular query regarding the table that we have created. I think you can remember how we made the query, like why there is a query and why we need a query. Because when the particular database is having different amounts of tables or different number of tables, if we want to take some of the columns from a one particular table, or like some of the columns randomly from more tables, we need a kind of a query to create the output as we want, right? So the database that we were using, we named it as school details, and we had two tables over there. And we made a one query which gives us CID, SID, SNAME, DOB, and feed, right? So how did we take these things to the output? That is from these two tables. So the student info table has SID, SNAME, and these things, and class table has CID, CNAME, and CTeacher. So in the query, you can see CID that is taken from the class table, and and the student info table, we have taken SID, SNAME, and DOB as well as feed, right? So how did we went with the query? We create the query using the create tab or the create ribbon, and we went to the query design, right? So that is how we made this particular query. So if you want to design this query or like edit this query again, we can select the query, we can go to the home tab, and we can go for the design view, right? And there I told you, this is the place, this is the table or the particular table that helping us to create the query. So only thing we have to do is just fill these columns from the columns that you can drag and drop over here, right? So likewise, once you have dropped it, then it's about running the query, right? So once it is run, it will show the specific output. It is simple as that, right? And even we can give some criteria. Right now, here I have given a criteria, the fee should be greater than 500. So once when I'm running this, I get my data, or like I get the output which has the fee larger than 500, right? So as you can see in the student info table, so the people who are larger than 500, it's only these two, right? All others are less than 500. Right, so that is how we dealt with query, right? So today we are going to go further than that, and from that we are going to learn how to maintain a query with some advanced techniques, right? Like we can create a particular what we call a particular column in our query output to indicate a different column, or like a summation of columns, or like some particular calculation of columns as a new one, right? So I'll go through the example that they are showing over here, right? So the table that they were referring is this. Right, so let me show you the original table that they were referring to. It was the maths table, the marks table, right, which contains the maths marks, science marks, and English marks. So what they are trying to do with the queries is like they are trying to put a column which gives you total marks, right? So let me create another table quickly. So I'm going to the create, I'm going to the table. So, and people, without moving to the design in view, I couldn't tell this to you. I can modify my table even in here as well, right? So if I double click on this column, I am given the chance to change the name, right? So I'm going to give it like this. The admission number. No, let's take the exam number. Exam number and name. Right, so yeah, usually they were asking a data type for this. But now they don't. Hold on. Yeah, let me delete and take it. So here I can choose the data type by right-clicking on the new column. So I'll take it as number. Then I'm going to give a particular field. So I'm right-clicking. I'll give this as a short text because I'm going to put name over there. The name use of ID is reserved. Yeah, yes, okay. So I'll take this as the S name. And here I'm going to give number. So I take max mark over here. And then I'm taking this as a number and I put science mark here. And this is a number again, I take my ICT marks over there. Right, so here I'm going to give you some sample reports, right? So I'll take this as, yeah, now I need to change the data type of this. So the table name, I'm going to give this as the marks table. Right, so exam number, I'll change it as short text and I'll save it. So go into the datasheet view and I'll give E001, name someone, maths C got 45, 55 and 65. E002, I'm sorry, 00. Nimal 55, 65, 75. E003, Gihan 65, 75, 85. Right, so I quickly made the marks table. All right. Right now, what my planning is to create a query which has the exam number Yeah, Tesandu, we were just creating a new table called marks, and I have entered some of the details regarding it, Tesandu. Right, so these 3 lines were entered. That's all we have done. Right, so now I'm going to create a query which has exam number, the name, and the total marks that a particular student is going to have. Right? So here I'm going to the create. First I'll save it. Then I'm going to create and query design. And this time I'm going to choose only the marks table. And I need exam number over here. I drag it and drop. And S name must be there. I drag it and drop. And for this one, I need the total marks, right? Not just marks over here. So how are they proposing us to do that? Look at this. So here, so we need to have the total columns, like the total marks on a separate column. So we are going to type this kind of one, total colon marks exclamation maths, marks exclamation science, marks exclamation English. So where are we going to type this? On the place that we are going to create the query, right? So let's do this and see. Here, I have pasted, oh, it's kind of different. So the total colon marks exclamation mark maths plus marks exclamation mark science plus marks exclamations. We don't have English, but we have ICT. Right, so this is going to be the big, what we call the expression that we are going to have. So I'll save it. So I'll say this as query 2, okay. And I'm going to run it. So here we go. There you go. So it's simple as that. The exam number is E001. S name is Saman. They have taken the total as 165. Is it 165? It seems, right? 45 plus 55. It's going to be 100. 100 plus 65, 165. Right? Is that clear? Yeah, Ravidu. Yes, I will. I will. Don't worry. Litira. Yeah, Litira says Starlabs is not allowing them to see the recordings. Litira, is it just now or like when did you try? I have changed the appearance. Appearance means like the pages. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you, Litira. Right? today. Okay, I watched some video just before I start the. What was the message that you were getting, Little? Let's see anyway. Let's see anyway. Hold on. And yeah, this is how the query went. And this is going to be the one that we typed here. YouTube.com refused to connect. Okay. Yeah, let me check that little. Hold on. So, yeah, so regarding the query, when we run the query, this total heading will be the heading of the output column. See? So, if I change it like total marks and run it, so can you see the heading changed? Right, total marks. Right, so likewise, I can arrange my query in this particular order. So how it went? The name of the column first that we are going to create in the output, then the colon. So within square brackets, marks and exclamation that defines that refers the reference or the table, and marks tables, maths mark, and marks tables, science mark, and marks tables, ICT mark should be taken and add them up together and should output. That's what happens when you run it. So you will have these kind of things. Is it clear? Right, Little. Maybe some technical issues. Yes, people, is that clear? Right, Daman. Yeah, here were they like no, they were saying regarding the expression builder. So we really don't need to do the expression builder. We can just type it there. So that is how a particular output is made when nothing is there, right? So like nothing means like nothing, like total is there, right? Total is not in your table, right? So you are getting the total because of the this particular thing. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Okay, great. So now we are moving to the designing reports and presenting information. And before that, I'll visit to the website and show you how the previous recordings can be referred. Right, so the website that you need to move is starlabs.lk. Once you click on that, this particular website will be open. And from there, the lesson recording, you have to go to the Starlabs recording. So I have changed the appearance in a much way easy for you to choose the recording. So what you have to change, or what you have to do is like the grade 11 English medium tile should be taken. It is clicked. So here comes the recordings. So the most latest recording is at the top. Right, so today's recording will be uploaded to this particular point as well. Tesandu, no, we don't have any paper class for the moment, Tesandu. Like once the grade 11 syllabus is done, then that day thereafter is changed into a paper class, because then only you are to do only the past papers, right? So that is like we are planning to have that with the August. So let's try to finish things off by the August, right? So that's how we are going to go. And again, regarding your third term test, when you got the news that you're going to have the third term test, then we'll discuss another paper. So you will realize what kind of things, or like what are the things that you need to apply or not, or like to buy hard or not. Okay, is it clear regarding the website, people? Yes, everyone? For the newcomers? Okay. Right, so moving to the next section. So it is about designing report to present information. And again, this is just kind of designing a particular report using a database. So to design the things, you have to go to the Create tab. That is where we are visiting always. And you have to take the report. Right? And they are asking me to save the query too. I'll say I don't want to. Right? So okay, I'll close these things first. Okay, yeah. Right. Now I'm at the Create tab. I'm going to create a report. So here comes a quick report. So what happens? I have selected the marks and I just press the Create button. Right. So without that, if I select class and create again, report. So likewise, you can create the reports according to a class. Right? So when you create the report according to the class or according to any particular table, so you are in the layout view, you can see it in the report view, as well as you can see it and if you want to design it, you can change the things. So you can see when it comes to the report view, there is this, the date and time is there. The name of the class is there. The name of the fields are there. So if you want to change the field names, you can go to the design view and be very careful, people. Like this is something similar to the forms that we have learned, right? So this CID, CNAME, and CTeacher cannot be replaced, right? Because those things should be there at the top. So details, that is the exact same name, and the page and footer if you want, and then the report footer is there. So like if you change this CTeacher as okay, so and also we can manage this, the width and the height and the placements. All right, so here the headers, you can change it as you want, but only the headers, people, not something below that, not something below, right? So the class name. All right, so then oh, did I miss anything? Class ID, class name. Yeah, no problem. This should be class teacher. Right, so I have done the modifications. So let's see how the view is. Oh, they are asking something. Okay. Yeah, I have accidentally put some control policy or something. Let's undo it and see. Right. Yeah, so the frame, class details. Right. Okay, so I got a report over here saying class details. So I'm seeing the view. Yeah, can you see? The headings are being changed, class ID, class name. The class details are there. Right, is that clear, everyone? How a form can be managed? Yes, everyone, is that clear? Yeah. People hold on a second, give me a minute. All right. Sorry for that. Udamya, yes, I'll go through it again, Dua. Now, yes, Suhara. People, very sorry, my little one was here. Right, I'll go through this again. Let me delete the report. So I'll do it from the beginning. Okay. So here I'm going to create again. Go to create. Right, so I was selecting the class, the table, and asking to create a report. So here comes the report. Right, so we can, that is when the report is being created, it is in the view of layout view. I can go to the report view to see how the report is. Right, then I can edit the report by going to the design view. Right, so in the design view, I can select these things separately as the components. Right, so I can change the size of these fields, like we change in the size of a text box, right? And in the footer, they were taking the count. So if I want, I can change these names. Just remember to only to change the headers, people, not the details, because details are something which is bound with the table. Make up a change කරන්න ගියොත් අපේ data හරි විදිහට import වෙන්නේ නැති වෙලා යනවා. Right? So because of that, only the headers. Because headers will stay as it is. So CID එක මම class ID කියලා change කරොත් it will display as class ID. So CNAME can be changed as class name. It will display as the class name. And C teacher, I'll change it as class teacher. Right? So these things must be there as it is. And if we don't need the count, then we can get rid of it, deleting it. Right? And here they have given some advanced references. So they were trying to say like how many pages are there in the report if it's going to be a 2 to 3 a large report like 2 to 3 pages. Like so, having this will show you what is the page out of how many pages, right? So now I have done the changes, what I want. Okay, so here I will say class details as the report header. Then I can save it. So I give the name as class details as well. Class detail report. Saying okay. So the report is generated. Now I can go to the report design. Now I can see what happens when the report view comes. Here comes the report view. So we have taken the class detail name and the date and the time over here. So as I told you, class ID, class name, class teacher is here. And the page 1 of 1. This is the one that we were designing over here with this phrase. Right? So I can format the page, format the report. If I don't want the date and time, you can take away the date and time and do the things and do the changes regarding the report. Right? So then you can see the report view right over here. So like with the report, you can print it. You can do many different things. So like you can see the print preview. So this is going to be the print preview. So you can easily print it. Right? So having a report like this, all these things are predefined for us. Like the design of the report, like the table structure. If we want, we can change those structures as well. Right? So we can have a printout out of it. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Okay. Right. So then, now when it comes, I'll close the print preview. So you can create now, this particular report was created by selecting the table and going to the create one and clicking on the report. But if you want to create your own report, you can just choose report design. So it will give you an empty report, which has 3 sections: page header, details, and page footer. Right? So if I reduce the report detail. Okay. Here you go. Right? So the page header is this section where the class details are there, Saturday, January, this date, and all these things. That is what you call page header. And in the details, that is where you are going to have the details. Right now, if you move to the design view of this, you can see it. See, the report header has the header section of the report, and the page header, it has the non-repetitive things. So in our page header, we are going to have it. We don't have a report header, right? So if we want, we can add a report header, right? Yeah, going to the arrange, I guess. Hold on. Yeah. Let's see from there, we are going to have that. Right, then the repeating part. Again, අපේ table එකේ තියෙන details දිගටම වැටෙන්න ඕන ටික තමයි අපි detail එකට දාන්නේ, because it's a one which can repeat the things, not the repeat. I think it's like it is the place where we can have lot of data, right, in the details. And in page footer, we can have some other things as well, right? අපි A4 sheet එකක් manage කරනවා හා සමානයි. Right, there will be a report header, page header, details, page footer, and a report footer. Right now, when we take the very fresh one, we have only the page header, details, and page footer. Let me see how the other sections are here. So we can right click over here, and you can see page report header and footer is here in this list. So if you click it, you can have report header and report footer as well. If you want to get rid of it, right click and click on the report header and footer. So those two sections will be gone. Right, so let's have a report header. So now we can add the things, right, into these sections to create our report. Right, now my plan is I need to add the SID and the student name. What else I'm going to have? And the address, and from the class table, the class name and the class teacher. I'm going to take details from two different tables, the student info and class, to my report. Right, so on the report header, I'm going to give some particular heading. So I can take it from here. Right, so I'll take a label. Let me check whether they got anything called header sections. They haven't. Neither. Let me see. No, I think we have to design it, right? So anyway, I'm going to put a label over here saying student and class details, students, class details, all right, so yeah, I can go for some colors. And I'll make a bigger font. And I'll have a background. Oh, not that color. Like this. Student and class details. So I put some, yeah. Okay, and for the page header, I'm going to add the details, right? So I'm going to the report design in, right? And from the add existing fields, once I click that, I'm getting that window to show the tables over here. And I click on that. So I'm having my tables. So I expand it and I need, my plan is to have the SID. So I put it right over here. And my plan is to have S name and the address. And I better arrange these things. So I'll take SID, the detail part, to the next section. So S name, the address, I'll reduce the size. So S name with S name, SID with SID. Right. Yeah. Now I need to take this to the other part. When it comes to the details, let me check how this is over here. Yeah, hold on. I'll go to the report view and see how my things are working. So student class detail is there. SID, S name, address. So S001, S name and code tower. Yeah. This section is a little bit bigger. How it happens? Hold on. Yes, the option is not given here. People, hold on. Let me refer it from here. Hold on, hold on. Yeah. Normally it is allowing me to arrange it over here, but it's not allowing me to take it down. No. Mhm. No. People, it's not allowing me to move it to this part. Generally it does, but I don't know what's the reason. All right, okay. What's the tabular? All right. So, yeah. What happened was, so I can right click on the SID and select the layout, and I can check the tabular, right? So if I right click and put the layout as tabular, this is what is happening, right? So I can manage it right over here. So now it is related. Right, so let me see the preview. Yeah, that's how it goes. Right, and here in the view, we are getting the view like this. Right, so like this, it will arranged, right, and taking off these borders and all these things, we can do it using the properties. Right, so yeah, I'm not going to go to that further, people. Right, there are some settings, so we can take away the borders and all these things. Yeah, so I guess you are getting the idea of how the things can be arranged here, right? So that would be enough, because by default, the class detailed report is also given us the same way, right? So if you want to arrange it as a table, it's better we arrange these lines to this particular point. So then it will show us as a table. So here, if we change the margins up to this point, then it should be looks like a little table. Right, so thank you, Suzu. So likewise, you can arrange the other tables as well. Going to add existing column and making the C name over here and the C teacher over here. And we right click on them and we choose the layout as tabular. Right click and the tabular. Right, so the related C teachers, related C names will be displayed. So if you go to this, see, the Saman and Nimal is in the same class and the same teacher. So likewise, it is displayed. Okay, people, is that clear? Yes, everyone? Okay. No, Sasrika, it's Sasrika, right? Yeah, it's not, it won't be there in the examination, Buddha, these kind of practicals. Right? I'll show you exam paper and you will feel very easy when you are doing that. Right? So that is how we are going to generate the report. And you can do it using the report wizard as well. Right? So, or else you can go with the normal managing thing, or like the managing the report manually. Right? So finally, we are having, like we have to discuss how a report is printed. So it's easy. Go into the printing one, then you will be able to print the report. Right? So how did we print the report? We go to the print preview and then we are given the chance to print it. Right? So you can straight away print the report that you want. Right. So that will be all regarding the database, right? And since the book is illustrating you how to create a report using the report wizard, I'll go through that as well, right? So here they have given the instruction how to create the report with the help of the design in layout, right? In the design in view, right? So they are explaining some of the things like how the text boxes can be taken and can be bound some other particular columns and other particular rows as well, right? So we can do the same way, right? I'll give you a one way of doing it. I'll show you a one way of doing it. So we can go and see some exam questions as well. Yeah, before that, we'll visit the exam question and try this thing, neither. That will be much better. Right? Okay. So here comes the exam question. So I'll show you how easy the database questions are. So this is the 2016 paper. And yeah. This is the database question for you to refer, right? it's a little bit blurred neither. People, can you read it clearly? Is it okay for you to read? All right, okay. All right, people, just give it a try. Try to find out what are the answers for these things. You don't need to write it on a paper. You and me can discuss. Just go through the questions, and within a little time, I'm going to discuss it. Yes, people. What should be the answer for the first one? List 2 primary key fields and their respective table names in the above database. Yes. Any suggestions? Yes, Tesandu, very good. So when you are saying the answers, Tesandu, you have to specify what is the table, and you have to give it in the exact way. Yeah? That is correct, Udamya. Very good. Yes, others? What would be the records? What would be the fields to become a primary key? Yes, that's correct, Udamya. The other one. Yes. How about others? Now we got 3 tables. That's correct, Denelka. Yes, Denuka. right? So when you are answering it, you have to say instrument table, put a dash or put a colon. Then you have to follow the exact spelling. Capital I underscore capital ID. Everything should be in capital. Otherwise, you are not going to get the marks. And for student table, capital S underscore capital I capital D. Right? Should be on that manner. For borrowing table, we can't clearly say it neither. So we have to go with these two tables. Okay. What should be the answer for second question part A? Tesandu? Yeah. Tesandu, it's only one table. Dinalka, yes, the answer is correct. Udami, answer is correct. Osanda, answer is correct. Tesandu, it's only one table, not the both. Because it is just receiving the new drums. No one is going to borrow that name, Tesandu. So we can go with only the instrument table, right? That's right. So how should be the record? They are asking what should be the updated record? How the updated record should come? Yes, think it and send it to me. Yes, Sudhamya, very good. It should be on that manner. Yeah, Danuka, the IID should be changed, neither. It should be 1004. Yeah. Yes. And Tinelka, it was a very good thinking. Since they were talking about two drums, right? So it's better you have two records. That's a very good thinking, right? Okay. So even for a single line, the marks were given. But if it thinks properly, there should be two lines since it is two drums, right? Okay, how about the third one, people? Third part A, what should be the answer? That's correct, Sandu. Ravindu, yes, that is the correct answer for the second part A. For the third part A, Denelka, yes, that is correct. That is very correct. Right, so how should be? Yes, Udamya, that is correct. And what should be the entries? Yeah, for the instrument table. I'm sorry, for the student table. Yes, Denuga, that should be the two tables. So what should be the records in student table? Yes. Yes, that's correct. Dinaka, that's correct. Udamya? Yes, yes, very good. That is correct. Yes, Ravindu. That's the answer for the... Oh, Ravindu. Puta, do we need to update the instrument table? Since someone is borrowing and someone is joining the band and he borrows. So joining will be recorded in the student table. Borrowing will be recorded on the borrowing table, right? We don't need to change the instrument table. Right? So, yeah, sorry for the background music, people. It's my little one. So, is it harder for you to do? No, right? It's one of the simple questions that you have to do. Right? So, like in the examination, you are given 20 minutes to do this kind of a question. Do we need 20 minutes? I think maximum it's 10 minutes is enough. Maximum. Right? Yeah, Ravindu, answer for the 3B. For the student table, there should be a record saying S006 and the name is Saman and the grade is, they haven't given any grade name. So you can assume a grade and put it, or otherwise you can keep it as an empty one. Right? So the SID should be something not equal to S004 or S005. So it can be S001, S002, S003, or S006 and onwards, not the S004 or S005. So the most logical answer is S006. Name is Saman. Grade they haven't given to us, so we are not specifying. So since the Saman is borrowing a trumpet, the date that he is borrowing is 8th December 2016. No? So the date is going to be 8/12/2016. And IID, it should be either 1001 or 1003. Right? Because we don't know whether the borrowed trumpets, when the borrowed trumpets are being returned. Make return. So I003 trumpet was taken on the 1st of March. Since this is the December, we can assume that both the trumpets are in the store, right? Or in the band room. So you can either go with I001 or I003 as the trumpet, or the regarding the IID. Regarding the SID, it must be the SID that you have introduced in the student table. If you say S006, it should be S006. If you have said S001, it should be S001. Ravindu, is that clear? Right, great. So that is the way that you are going to have the questions regarding database lesson. Right, so it's quite easy. When you are doing the papers, you will feel like having very simple things in there. Okay, now since we got 10 minutes, I'm going through the this wizard which is given to create the reports, right? So let me go to the create tab again. and I'm gaining report designing, and yeah, there we are going to go with the wizard. Hold on. Oh, it's here. So here in the corner, it has report wizard, right? So this report wizard will help us to create a report, right? So it is asking which field do you want on your report. You can choose from more than one table or query. So we got class table. I'm taking CNAME. And from the student info table, I'm getting SID and the fee as well, right? Yeah, Ravindu, are you referring to the question that we discussed here? Yeah, this is the 2016 past paper, Uta. So this is the format that you are going to receive. Got it? Okay. So in the wizard, from here you can choose the tables. So when you are choosing the table, the fields will be here, which you have not chosen to the other side. So from student info, I'm going to take the gender as well. So I have taken CNAME from the class table, SID from the student table, fee and gender is also from the student table. So I'll say next. So they're asking, how do you want to view your data? By class, by student info, right? So if we want, we can change the way that they are going to show the output, right? So for the moment, let's keep it like by student info. So it will be shown like this. And I can click next. So they're asking, do you want to add any group in levels? Right? We are not, but we can change the priorities. Right? And I can click next. So he's asking, you can sort records by up to 4 fields in either ascending or descending order. So for the moment, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just clicking next. So they are asking in which way that you are going to have it. So this is what we call tabular way. This is columnar way, and this is justified way. So the much familiar way is the tabular way. So taken as the tabular way, and I click next. And they're asking what should be the title of the report. So I'm giving student payments. Right, so now I have given 2 options, which is to preview the report and to modify the report designing. Right, so when I click finish, I can either take in preview the report or take in modifying the report designing. So if I click preview the report and click finish, so this is the kind of report that they are giving to me. Right, so this is the print preview that they are giving us, and I can close the print preview. I can always design it in the way I want. Right, so can you see they by default they have put the page number by assuming that it will be a need for the report. And you can see this fee is the right align. So I'll make it left align, the fee, right? So you will be see the fee figures in here, and I can change the names like we did earlier. And then we can preview it. Right, and you can see the fee, the name fee is here and the figures are going over here, right? So if you want to adjust it, you can go to the design view and you can reduce the margin, right? Which will show you a fee into little bit left side, right? And in the book, they have gone with where the fees that they have taken as a sum. Right now, we don't have that particular table to see how this is going to happen, right? So I'll put that to you. Just create a small database and try this out. It is something very similar that we were taking the things into the query, right? So you can try that out. So using the expression builder, you will be able to handle that, right? So let me see whether we can have the idea. Yes. So in the footer, we can design to have the total here, right? So I will take a label and put total over here. So I can manage it, the total of fees. It will be much better. And I'm going to take a text box. Right. Now, since it is unbound, I'm going to bind some data. Right. So I click on the build event right over here, the build event, and I take expression builder and say okay. Right. So I'll take fee. Let's check whether they got some of these things. And I'll go with the code in the textbook. This is the expression that they have taken. So I'll copy it. I'll paste it over here. Right. So according to me, it's not the student table. It should be the fee in the student table. So my table name is student info actually. And my column is fee. Not the fees. Right, so I say okay. Let me see the view is happening. Oh, not there. What is this? All right, let me take these two quickly. Build the event. An event is there, but it's not been built. Yeah, let me check anything went wrong with this. Yeah, that's what they say. It's got to be expression builder. Yeah, they say go to the all and control source. Okay, we'll try that as well. All and the control source over here. And I'm putting my expression. Should be student info. And my field is going to be fee. Please in OK. Yes, I think it is going to work now. Going to report design, going to the view. Yes, here I go. All right, so 3,900 is taken as the output. Right, so is it 3,900? Yes, it is. So likewise, you can go through this as well, people. Okay, so I'm going to end the session from here. So we are done with grade 10. So by next week, we will be starting the grade 11 stuff, right? So get ready. So when you are having your term tests, right? When they are near for the third term, we will be revising the grade 10 through a paper, right? So until then, we are going to follow the grade 11 stuff. Yeah, Sasrika, you can keep a CR book. It will be much easier, Puta. And don't take a very big one. 120 pages will be enough, maximally, I think. Right, because we got the practical stuff and all these things. Tesandu doesn't matter. Most of them are not having the textbook. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show it from here and we can go through that, right? So it's programming the lesson that we have. So I will assist you. Don't worry. Don't worry. Right? If there are any new students or like any new friends who are willing to connect with the grade 11, just pass the message, people. So we will be able to see they can participate from the beginning of grade 11. Right. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a very nice weekend. I'll see you all next week to start the grade 11 stuff. Right. Okay. Thank you very much, people. Right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.